time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself, I felt it in.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. Today is a special day. We got the Philadelphia Eagles panel today on Wednesday. How y'all doing, fellas? I got AJ, Kev, and Blaze. What's going on, y'all?
What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Feeling good. Feeling good.
That's
Feeling
good.
green.
Good.
Feeling green.
All right, no need to rub it in now. But I'm glad to actually be able to host, to be able to talk to you guys about something you guys love to talk about, Philadelphia Eagles. So we know we had a commander session on Monday, and look, the very next show, we talking about the Eagles. We see that the Commanders were the one that ended the undefeated streak in the regular season, but we know how far the Eagles went. But before we get into everything, let me go ahead and talk about, everything else, to get the show started. So if you are watching right now, like this video, share this, because I'm telling you, it's going to be entertaining today. It's going to be informational and very entertaining. I got some of the funniest guys in the chat, and this is without a doubt to me the biggest rival from everyone else in the chat. So I feel that today's going to be fun. We got some things to take care of though, so make sure you like, share, subscribe to the network that's on YouTube. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter right now. So if you're on Facebook, like it, share it. If you're on Twitter, you can retweet it. Also like it as well, and then make sure someone else watches it. And if you're on YouTube, like I said, you can click the link in the bio and become a member. That helps out the show as well. But subscribe. Now, we have some IG chats that I want to go over. We have some IG chats to where we pretty much give all the information there to you first, right before Bleacher Report. So we have the NBA chat that's also mixing with the WNBA. There's still some things that are going on in the NBA that are still waiting. The Dallas Mavericks actually signed the Derrick Jones Jr. today, who was the once slam dunk champion. So that's a good piece for you, Kev. I know you're a Mavericks fan, so big ups to you.
Yes,
and then the NFL, as you can see, we have an NFL segment today talking about the Philadelphia Eagles offseason and what they expect next season. So that's a topic for today. We have Major League Baseball. Shout out to BWT, Baseball with Teddy. Everything that involves baseball goes through that show. So if you're a baseball fan, a casual fan, or you want to learn more about baseball, tune into BWT. We have college football and college basketball. Shout out to CTC, Carl Talking College. She just had a show that went live yesterday. He has another one expected to be live Saturday at 7 p.m. So make sure you tune in. It's going to be about the SEC. He just did the Pac-12, and now he got the SEC. We know Georgia was just the back-to-back champions in college football, so you might want to tune in. And then we also have boxing. Boxing is pretty much mixed in with UFC and a little bit of wrestling. I don't watch wrestling anymore, but we all know that we watch it because of other places like The Rock, Stone Cold, D-Generation X. So, I still throw in a little highlight every now and then. And we have some comments about pound for pound and boxing right now. Shout out to AJ, who was actually recently on the show. You know, that was his first time on there as a fan. So great job from getting on there. And boxing right now is actually was helping the show out a lot more. We had one episode that has 4,000 views already. So boxing is where it is right now. But we're here to talk about football. So if you want to join the IG chat, you actually need to become a member. So you become a member, we have 3 levels. We got the pro level, all-star, and superstar. Pro level is pretty much your basic one. You get into one IG chat, you get a loyalty badge, and you get some priority comments. When it comes to being an all-star member, it's $4.99 a month. You get to be in all the chats, but only excluding the refuse to lose chat. You get to ask for topics or a segment like Dave's Doghouse, uh, your done son, or not your average top 5. So those are something that you can be involved with, along with the same perks as the pro level. Now the superstar level is $9.99 for Refuse to Lose. You actually get into the Refuse to Lose chat, and the invite to come on the show is actually there for you. You do not have to, but the invite is there, and then all the same perks from everything else. And you get members only videos along with member shout outs with the all-star level and the superstar level. Now, let's just go ahead and get started with the show. So, Eagles fans, you guys were a play away from winning the Super Bowl. Now, I know you guys have been telling some of your former teammates and your teammates now to get over it. But how do you guys feel right now, knowing that you were this close to having Super Bowl title number 2 this year? Kev, I'll start with you.
I mean, it is what it is. A lot of us, not even y'all, anybody in the chat, anybody anywhere was expecting us to make it that far from the beginning. During the season, yeah, people thoughts changed, but beforehand, it was more so of a let's see what Hurst can do type of year. We just happened to take off the way we did. Everything just came together and happened like that. So us losing it is not as big of a hit as it will be for most teams in that position, as a fan base and as an actual team. So to keep it short, that's what my take on it.
Blaze?
I love the position we're at right now. We did great in the Super Bowl, and we only went up from there. I love the offseason moves. I love who we drafted. I love the players that we picked up and the players that we signed back. So moving forward, I feel like it's only up from here. There's no way, in my opinion, that we're going to fall off or we're going to lose a step. We did miss a lot of key players, but we gained a lot of key players as well. So I'm excited about the season.
And last but not least, AJ.
Losing the Super Bowl is tough, man. I ain't gonna cap about that. I wanted to see another banner. I wanted another ring, of course. Things happen. I'm not going to ignore the fact that it's always hard to bounce back, even after winning a Super Bowl, let alone losing a Super Bowl. So it's tough, but like Blaze just said, I like the moves that was made in the offseason. I'm sure we're going to get to that in a second. I like the moves that was made in the offseason. I like how we bounced back. I'm confident in our quarterback, our leader. And it gives me hope that we'll end up right back where we belong and we'll finish the job. But it's tough to lose a Super Bowl. I ain't going to cap about that. It's painful. It still stings. I haven't gone back to watch no highlights, none of that. It is what it is, though. It happens.
I guess you guys know how I feel about the last 2 Super Bowls the 49ers went to. So, yeah, still
tough.
pretty salty about those. Yeah, definitely tough. Random stat, but I think y'all have already seen this before. But the last 17 quarterbacks that have lost their first Super Bowl that they went to never got back. Now, AJ, I know you said that Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow are the 2 that will go back. You still believe that?
Of course. When you look at the team, let's start with Burrow really quick. You look at the team that Burrow has around them. The defense is subpar, but they do a good job at making the necessary stops that they need. They create turnovers. They get the job done. Offensively, I mean, you still got, Jamar Chase. You still got T. Higgins. Burrow needs to stay healthy. They need their offensive line to, do what they're supposed to do. But he's the type of quarterback that I believe can get them back there. It was just an AFC Championship game, couple calls here and there, a couple plays here and there. They're right back in the Super Bowl. In the case of the Eagles, again, we're going to go down a roster a little bit in a second, I'm sure. But, I mean, they stacked everywhere you look. You know, you got really two main holes. You got the safety issue, you got the linebacker issue. Outside of that, your offense is stacked. Everybody's pretty much under contract for the next couple years. You got a couple guys contracts coming up, but everybody you need for the most part is under contract. And when you got a guy like Hurts who is descending the way he's ascending, it's hard to believe that anybody is going to knock us off anytime soon. So yeah, that's just how I see it. The NFC kind of weak right now too. I expect it to be a little better this year, but overall, like I think within the next 5 years he'll be back.
Hold up. We got our first super chat from your done son himself, my guy Tomo. $5 super chat. Shout out to Arthur for always giving the people a voice in the Eagles a soapbox to cry. Hashtag slip and slide. Hashtag cry Eagles cry. I knew that was going to happen today. We might have 30 super chats just because it's the Eagles and we know how much they are hated in the chat.
Who is crying? That's not
right.
Oh man.
It's all good.
All right, so I want to ask. I want to ask this question. I know this is something that you guys have thought about pretty thoroughly. But what's your grade for the Eagles offseason this year? And Kev, I know you were on the you were in the NFL draft along with myself and a few others. So I want to hear from you first. What's your grade for the Eagles offseason, and what do you think were the biggest moves?
I feel like our biggest moves was the pivots that how we made to plug in the holes that were set to be that everyone was anticipating before the draft. So I give us an A. I will give us an A+, but just the fact that a lot of our backfilling was dealing with rookies, high-end rookies, but rookies, I'm gonna give us just an A.
Blaze?
I'm gonna give us an A+, and only because of I feel like we addressed this. We addressed a lot of the issues that need to be addressed. AJ spoke about the safety and the linebacker position, but I think we have guys that will be solid enough for us. Not saying they'll be great guys, but I feel like they'll be able to not be a liability on the field if their number is called and they have to make plays. I feel like they can do it. Our draft, I love the draft we made, especially at getting Jalen Carter at number 9. That's a very great pickup. Also with Nolan Smith, I love the fact that we signed back Bradbury and Slay. We also signed back Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. I love that move as well. They still ball out, but they could also be a nucleus in the locker room as far as our young guys that we drafted because they're going to need that. Also with getting DeAndre Swift and signing Rashad Penny, I feel like those are great pickups as well. Signing Boston Scott back. So I feel like that, and also let me not forget Jason Kelce because nothing goes without Jason Kelce on the offensive line. I feel like how we addressed everything that needed to be addressed in the offseason as best as he could for what was out there available to him. So I give us an A+.
Even with losing guys like Javon Hargrave and
Javon Hargrave is tough. You're not going to really be able to replace a guy like that, losing him for what was available out there. So I feel like we did the best we could for what was available.
Okay. AJ, I heard from the other two guys. Now I got to hear from you.
Yeah, I agree for the most part. I would give us probably about a B+, A-. The only thing I don't like about this offseason is the fact that we wasn't able to bring back CJGJ. That's the only thing I didn't like. I'm still a little bitter about that because I feel like he was a player that would have been a huge piece for us going forward. So that's a little painful to deal with. But outside of that, like all the offseason moves that Blaze just highlighted were huge, especially the Swift move. I believe that was a big time move for us. And like he said, like I think we did a good job. I think how we did a good job of making the best of a messed up situation because we knew a lot of guys was gonna go out of the door. A lot of guys was gonna leave in free agency. We already knew that. But the way we filled those holes were great. I think the offseason that we had last year helps us out this year because we got a lot of young guys that are coming in trying to fill those roles. And then the draft, the draft was special. The draft was special. Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. I expect those guys to be day one contributors. So I definitely say B+, A- for sure. You didn't bring back CJGJ, but at least you was able to re-sign Slay and Bradbury. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. I would probably go more along the lines of like B+, A-. Even A is fine. Just because of what you, like I said, what you lost, but you also gained a lot as well. With I think a healthy N'Kobe Dean that's going to be there, along with Jalen Carter. Y'all made some good. I mean, Howie, you like as y'all like to say, ski mask Howie, pull some moves, man. And I'm like I said, I'm still sick about it. I still don't understand how y'all were able to draft Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. That is
And
just
Kelly and Keely Ringo
ridiculous, to me,
and Keely Ringo.
man. I feel like Howie, which is at every Georgia game, secretly making sure that he got every single body that came out of that team. Because we know we like I said before and early in the show that they won back-to-back championships in Georgia.
And we
But I
can't
feel
leave
like
it.
he was like I feel
Go
like he
ahead.
just made sure that he got everyone, all the greats that came out of there. So
We
that
can't leave out the fact. We can't leave out the fact also that the fact that we got these high end rookies at good spots. On top of that, at every position where we have a high end rookie, we have a high end vet to school them on how to be
Facts.
a top 5, top 10 player at that position in this league. All of them have been Fletcher Cox at the D tackle. We got Hassan Reddick at the edge. We got Darius Slay in the secondary. The only thing we missing is veterans in the safety position and linebacker. But we just picked up 2 vets who might not be the greatest, but it's still better than what we had a few days ago. With N'Kobe Dean getting banged up, and then we seen the depth that we had at that position. It was like, oh no, we need to go pick something up. And I don't even think how we done yet, but that's neither here nor there. It's really an incomplete grade for real. It's a trade or something about to happen. How it's not done yet, I promise you.
Okay. So now I want to talk. I want to get into something about Jalen Hurts. We see that he was ranked number 3 overall, top 100. He had a a near MVP season last year. Definitely improved from what he did the year before. Not to say that he played terribly, but he played a lot better than he did the year before. Got his team to the playoffs the year before, but it got to the Super Bowl this past season. Um, if not for a fumble by him, actually, it could be a totally different story right now.
Sure.
So Blaze, I want to come to you first about this one.
hmm
What are your expectations for Jalen Hurts going into next season?
My expectations is for him to be better than he was last season. And by that, I mean by passing the ball. I feel like they will open the offense up a little more for him. We're not going to go too much away from what we were doing last year because it works. But I feel like they're going to open the offense up for him and let him throw the ball a little more, give him more deep routes to throw to, give him more options. It's the second year continuity being there with our receiving core that I think is really going to help. And also with getting a guy like DeAndre Swift who can catch the ball out of the backfield as well, and sort of be a distraction for the defenders. I'm not going to say that I expect him to get back to the Super Bowl. Of course, that's what I want, but that's a big task to ask. As AJ said, it's very hard for a quarterback to get back the very next year, or a team for that instance to get back. That's what I would want, but I do expect him to make that leap into solidifying himself as a top 4 quarterback in the league.
AJ.
First things first, I need him to stay healthy. First things first. I think if you stay healthy this past year, you win MVP. I think the fact that he wasn't able to stay healthy hurt him. Ultimately, it didn't quite hurt the team. Luckily, we didn't have any other major injuries come up in his absence. We dropped a couple games, had to play him the last game of the season in order to get the number 1 seed. But the first thing he has to do is prioritize his health. He's going to run. He's going to put himself in harm's way here and there. But, like, bro, you got to stay on the field. Last 2 seasons as a starter, he has ended both seasons with some type of injury. So we need him to stay healthy. If you can stay healthy, he will be MVP this upcoming season. I expect him to be MVP this upcoming season. I just think in this offense, with this offensive line, with the weapons that we have, with now Swift and Penny in the backfield, that's going to open up even more passing lanes for him. Now you got a guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield and make plays. I definitely think that he can win MVP easily. You know, you got all the tools. All the tools are there, and he's progressing. He's progressing. But the first thing I need him to do is stay healthy. If he's healthy, the sky's the limit for what he can accomplish this year for sure. As an individual, we're gonna talk about team success later, but like as an individual player, I think he should win MVP this upcoming season. That's my early pick for MVP.
Okay. So that's not any Eagles bias. That's just how you personally feel.
Truthfully, man, like I said, if he didn't get hurt this past year, I know Joe disagreed and we debated about that. But if Jalen Hurts didn't get hurt this past year, he was going to win MVP. It was going to happen. I think he'd have had a good game against Dallas. He wouldn't have turned the ball over 4 or 5 times like Gardner Minshew did. I think he'd have found a way to beat the Saints. Really, it was the Dallas game. I think if you beat Dallas, you secured you first off, you secured the number 1 seed, but you also secured that MVP. That was the biggest game of the year at that time, up until Dallas lost the previous week. But that was still a marquee game everybody was looking forward to. And, he wasn't able to play. And it cost us in that, in that regard, as far as getting that win. But you win that game and you go out there and you ball out, you drop 35, you drop 40 points. He didn't win MVP this past year.
I agree with that.
All right. Kev, what's your expectation for Jalen Hurts next season?
Expectations for Jalen Hurts. Okay. Let's see. He had what? 3,700 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, 13 rushing touchdowns, about 700 rushing. This is the year that he eclipsed the 4,000-yard mark easily. I see him by about 45. I see him eclipsing the 30 touchdown passing mark. I feel like he's not going to run quite as much, but his runs are going to be just as effective. So his yard is not going to fall as much, but it just won't be as many carries. I think we're going to chill out. I don't know if we're going to chill out on the quarterback sneak thing, because I think we're kind of glad they ain't changed that rule. But with our weapons, like they say, and the way the offense is going to evolutionize, going to get better, you're going to add to what our offense already is. And with those backs, all of our backs can catch. Now, they've been talking about in camp, even Penny, who's not known as a pass catcher, showing that he has good hands, just that Seattle didn't use him correctly, obviously, or whatever. And the fact that we have him, too, as a second or third back, because he's probably not going to start because of durability issues. But you got Kenny Gainwell coming out the backfield who can catch, who can line up at wide receiver. Then you got Swift, so that's another outlet for Hurts as an option not to run and to dump it off and to get extra 15, 20 yards without trying to get it with his leg. It's no cabinet ball. But like AJ said, if you put up those type of numbers, that's an automatic MVP if you ask me. Now Mahomes had a heck of a year last year. He put up the fact. But
I knew it was coming. It was only a matter of time.
It's cool. I'm just saying. I don't know if Mahomes gonna be able to duplicate that high. He was going crazy yesterday with the passing yards. I feel like Hurts is gonna be right there neck and neck. So I feel like Hurts gonna be able to get the edge over him. Also, Super Bowl is a bowl position. We can get to those later. But Hurts, when it comes to him being a top 3, top 4 quarterback, he's gonna make that list again, and it's gonna be solidified and factual. Because he's gonna put up the numbers that they claim he couldn't, just like they said beforehand. But he keep increasing, he keeps getting better each year, so there's no other way but up for this guy. And there's much improvement still to be made, even after the good year he had last year.
Okay. That's some lofty expectation. I would think, AJ, this is kind of sort of towards you. I would think that your expectations would be Super Bowl, seeing as though that you have Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown rated top 5.
Right. So I'm not saying that it's not Super Bowl. I'll get to team success in a second. I'll touch on it. I think you have to, when it comes to MVP, after what he just did this past season, I don't think it's a lot to expect him to duplicate or be even better this upcoming season. So I seen Carl put in the chat, it's crazy to expect that. It is not crazy to expect a guy who was second team All Pro, who was number 2 in MVP voting, who got his team to the Super Bowl, to have an MVP season. When it comes to team success, though, that's a whole nother conversation. And it's hard to get back to the Super Bowl. Last year, I made the prediction that the Eagles would at least get to the NFC Championship game. I'm like, they have the team to at least get to the NFC Championship game. At the NFC Championship game, then we'll figure out how we're going to go from there. This season, after going to the Super Bowl, it's tough, yo. Now you the hunted. You went from being a team, everybody like, okay, like, we'll see, to now everybody looking at you. And we got the hardest schedule in the league this year. So, a lot of people consider Joe Burrow top 5. A lot of people consider Jamar Chase top 5. I don't know if they're expected to be in the Super Bowl this upcoming season. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are the 2 best at their position, but it's them against the field. It's some people that's going to say, yeah, they're going to be back in the Super Bowl. It's some people that's going to be like, I don't expect them to get back because they just went. It's hard to get there. But it's not. I don't think it will be hard for Jalen Hurts to have a great season. I don't think that'll be difficult.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the schedule because now we get into the
We get
nitty-gritty.
into it.
Now we get into
It's his
nitty-gritty.
third time. It's his third year with the same offensive coordinator. At first, he couldn't even get past 1 year. Now it's his third year, so he really about to go crazy.
Right.
And his childhood mentor, since he was the 85, is this offensive coordinator. Come on now.
Yep. Well,
He played quarterback at a high level in college. So,
well, I'm glad you started talking, Kev, because I'm going to you first.
that's cool.
What is your What is your record?
My
for next
record,
season for the Eagles.
my straight up and down record, I foresee the Eagles going to the 12-5. That's what I say. That if you, I can tell the losses. I'm keeping short. My losses, I have us losing to. I got us losing to. Well, at first I had it this way, but I'm gonna change it. So I have us losing to Miami, Buffalo, Dallas once, Seattle, and it was between the Vikings and the Rams. But I think the Rams are tanking. So depending on that trade they plan on doing, I might say the Vikings week 2.
Okay. Blaze, what's your record for the Eagles next season?
I agree with what Kev said. At the least, we go with 12-5.
Any particular losses or anything like that?
I think we split with split with the Dallas. I think we lose to the Vikings. I think we lose to Miami. I think we lose to Buffalo. Yeah, I got us going 12-5. Those are the 4 losses those are the 4 games that I think that is up in the air for us. Every other game I think is going to be pretty much. I think we're going to win, but those 4 games I think is going to be up in the air.
Okay. So week 13, that's just an easy walk for y'all, huh?
I'm not going to say
no, it's
easy
not.
walk.
Actually, the 49ers. That's not my word.
I'm not going to say easy
That wasn't my
walk, but I
words.
think
That was my straight
I
up.
think that y'all been talking so much, Y'all been just talking so much. It's no way I think our team is going to go out there or our quarterback is going to go out there and let us lose that game.
It's a tough matchup, though. It's a tough matchup. I think at our worst, we go 10-7, though. At our worst. Like, absolute worst. Like, outside of Jalen Hurts getting, like, injured and missing multiple games, I feel like if everybody's healthy and we just have off games, I feel like 10-7 is, like, our floor. Without any catastrophic, like, anything going on.
Honestly, I want to take that back and say we sweep Dallas. We sweep Dallas. Dallas won't. We
sweep? The chat about to go crazy now. The chat is going to go crazy.
We sweep them.
Wow. We might get another super chat after that. So, AJ, they want to hear you now. I know you've been seeing some in the comments saying that they think you're going to say 17-0. So, AJ, what is your Eagles record that you predict to have next season?
Call right, bro. 17-0, bro. I don't see no L's.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I don't see no L's. No. I think I disagree with the floor. You said the floor, Kev, was 10-7. I can't. As long as Jalen Hurts, is on that field, we are not losing more than 6 games. I'll say our floor is 11-6. That's the floor. Ceiling is 14-3 again, though. I think our schedule is tough, but we a tough team. Teams got to come see us.
Ceiling is undefeated. Can be better than every team.
Say that again.
Oh no, I said the ceiling is 18-0. 17-0 because we the best team in our schedule.
I mean, that's true. I mean, you can say that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna argue with that. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna argue with that too much. But no, like, a lot of people, again, it's the hardest schedule in the league, and I fully understand that. But teams got to come see us. Like, yeah, we play the Chiefs, yeah, we play the Niners, yeah, we play the Dolphins, and all of that is cool. But it's not many teams that stacked up the way we stacked up. We don't play many quarterbacks that are better than Jalen Hurts this year. All of them, probably besides Burrow or besides Mahomes, is debatable. Every last one of them.
Before you finish that, we got another super chat. I said it was going to happen, and I knew it. Cowboy fan, Cardo, shout out to Cardo with his $1.99 super chat.
Sweet.
Only thing y'all sweeping is y'all cleats. Hashtag DC for life.
Who he a Cowboy fan?
That's Cardo.
Oh, okay. Listen, bro. No cap. I be getting them confused sometimes. Him and Mark, I be confusing every now and then. Bruh. But at the end of the day, I mean, Cowboy fans gonna talk how they gonna talk because they Cowboy fans. That's all they do. They learn from Micah. That's all they do is talk. So we understand they gonna run their mouth. You know what I'm saying? They gonna say what they gonna say. They gotta see us. All this other stuff. At the end of the day, Philly, NFC East champs. Philly, NFC champs. All these teams gonna have to come through Philly in order to beat us. I see us going to put a record to it. 13-4. I think we sweep the division this year. Yes, I said it. I don't think the division get a win off us. Not one. I don't see the Giants getting one. I dang sure don't see the Commanders getting one because they ended our undefeated streak last season. And I think that's huge. I think that we kind of slept on them last year. Let's just be frank. And I know a lot of Commander fans, we took that game. Y'all won the game, but we gave y'all the game too. We was coughing the ball up left and right.
I'm trying to keep the crap music off the set.
hey, look. Hey,
I'm trying to avoid it at all costs.
I'm gonna say it though. We gave them guys the game. Listen. Quick second. If you watch the game and you watch how Philly play, the couple games we lost, we turned the ball over like crazy. Outside of even the Super Bowl, we turned the ball over. But outside of the Super Bowl, every game we lost, we turned the ball over 3-4 times, 2-3 times. And so in the Commanders game, we was turning the ball over like Quez Watkins catch a bomb and get tackled and fumble out of nowhere. I think Dallas Goedert got a face mask and fumbled. Like, come on, bro. Like, and so
Brandon Graham, roughing passer,
bruh. At the end of the game, yes, bruh. So all I'm saying is like respect to the division. I understand they got some good teams. I think they improved, especially Dallas. I'm not sleeping on the moves that they made, especially adding Stephon Gilmore. I think that's huge. But all of this talking that they do.
Uno momento, my guy. So we got a super sticker from Tay, the Browns fan in the chat. So shout out to Tay with the 99 cents super sticker. So appreciate you, Tay. Continue, AJ.
No, I was just saying all of the talking in the offseason from all these other teams. If you notice, Philly ain't said not a peep. Ain't said nothing. The people y'all know the same. The loudest people in the room are oftentimes the softest, oftentimes the sweetest. So, just saying, man. I think we gonna smoke the division this year. I really do. I think Mike had been talking too much. I think the Commanders ended our undefeated streak last season, so we at their neck this year. And I'm not sweating the Giants. I'm just not. Dimes. I know you kind of high on them, Kev. He got to show me.
That's cool. It's just the way our schedule is set up. It's like we got away, home, away, home, away, away, home, away, home, bye, away, home, away, home, away. So it's like not only our schedule tough, but I go by also the destinations of when we playing certain teams and the routes and how we fly. That's why that Rams game was an iffy for me because we got to go to LA. We play Washington at home, go to LA, and then go all the way back across the country to the Jets.
That's fair.
So it's like that right there. But with the Rams, I think taking it all depends on what they're doing with that.
See, saying that, I would think that you would pick the Jets game to lose because I feel like the Rams.
I thought about that too. The Jets, Rams, Miami, and Vikings, all of that in the front, and on the back end, I mean, you got the Buffalo, y'all.
One second. Another super chat from Donnell, $4.99. Since all we do is talk, let me keep it going. You ain't saying much, AJ. Blaze your done, son. Cav stop the cap. Hashtag DC.
Columbia for life. Like I'm trying to understand.
They act like we ain't gonna make this about Dallas. This is about Philly. This is about the NFC East champs. This is about the NFC champs. But they act like they do something other than talking. Can somebody tell me what they've done in the last 24 years other than talk?
I haven't seen them do nothing.
But like I was saying, we got a tough stretch. But our last 3 games is the Giants twice and the Cardinals. which is 2 division games, and I am one of the people that's high on the Giants, but I feel like we match up good against the Giants. So I'm
Well,
not.
just know you're smoking the Cardinals. The Cardinals ain't nothing.
Yeah, I'm already hip, and we got special vendetta against them for gaining blowing the defense in the Super Bowl. So
Yes.
I personally could care less about anyone in my division, so I hope they all lose every game.
San Francisco, like I said, it depends on who's at quarterback for y'all. For me, so that's why I say my floor is 10-7 because there's a couple games in there that anything can happen. But we get in the playoffs, it's gonna be what it is, regardless of what our record is at the end of the day. But just the fact that we better than every team on our schedule, realistically, I mean, it's kind of hard to pick it and try not to be too high or too low on your team. I mean, you know you're one of the top teams in the NFL.
No cap. My bad. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I said no cap at all.
That's fine. Now I want to get a bold prediction from each one of you. Kev.
Yeah.
What's your bold prediction for the Eagles next season or a player that's on the team?
Cool. Bold prediction? Can I have 2?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. My first bold prediction is Jalen Carter's winning Rookie of the Year. No hands, doubts about it. It's to the point where our offensive line has the game plan on how they blocking him in practice. He's a rookie. He's insane. Also, another bold prediction is
hold up. Shout out to Mark. Send the 99-cent super sticker. I feel like they're gonna say the same thing that they said to the comments. Blaze, I know you saw. I saw you laughing, so I know you saw it.
Nobody salty, man. But Jalen Carter winning Rookie of the Year, and then us winning the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts winning MVP, undoubtedly of the league and in the Super Bowl. Would that be the first time ever a quarterback's done that? I can't recall somebody's fact checking me, but
you said win the Super Bowl and
MVP and Super Bowl and in the league in the same year.
Pat just did that.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes just did that.
Yeah, matter of fact, he did just do it. Well, back to back. Here we go.
Well, yeah, that would more than likely be the first time that's happened to one being the MVP and back-to-back seasons. That happens to 2 different quarterbacks. Yeah, I think that would be first. I don't know if that's happened before, but
those are my 2 bold predictions. Also.
All right, Blaze, what's your bold prediction?
My bold prediction is Hassan Reddick wins Defensive Player of the Year.
Ooh.
Okay.
I feel last year he had a monster season, and nobody gave him any type of respect, really, as far as consideration for the Defensive Player of the Year award. So I feel like he has a monster year this year. That's my bold prediction.
Okay. And last but not least, AJ. But AJ, before you say anything, we got another super sticker. Shout out to Cardo. 99-cent super sticker. What's up with these 99-cent super stickers? Y'all all right? Seems like everyone sending a 99-cent super sticker. If y'all just want to send a super sticker, just nah, appreciate y'all, man. All right, AJ. It's you.
I feel like
I
feel like I've said a lot of bold things already, but I'll add one more to it. The Eagles will lead the league in takeaways this year. They'll lead the league, interceptions, fumbles, forced fumbles, all that. I think they'll lead the league in takeaways. I think the defensive line with the young bucks coming in, getting pressure on the quarterback, forcing fumbles, forcing interceptions, all of that. I think they got a shot at leading the league in takeaways. I think they was top 5 in that category last year, if I'm not mistaken. I forget who ended up. I think Dallas might have even been number 1. I can't remember. But I think Philly will be that team this year that just constantly just get the ball from the opposing team.
I have one extra question that I wanted to ask. Cool. I really just like it. I had it in my notes, but I forgot about it. But do you think the Eagles will lead the league in sacks again in back-to-back seasons?
It's very possible. I feel like we more equipped this year than we were last year. Oh, my bad. Who's going first?
No, that's good.
Oh, yeah. I feel like we're more equipped to even eclipse that. But, I mean, realistically, it's like turnovers. It's hard to duplicate something like that. But we have a lot more talent on the D-line. We can literally take all of our starters out on the D-line and then put a whole new wave in and still have to get the same amount of pressure. Like our fourth string D tackle had 4 sacks last year. That's from last year without Hargraves. So you're gonna add a Jalen Carter, and then you got Big Davis, who he's predicted he's giving himself at least like 6 sacks. That's his goal for the year, to get 6 sacks. That's something small, but he's a D tackle who's set to plug up the line for the run. So I mean, that's a big task. Then you got Nolan Smith. I feel like it's gonna be roaming around. They're gonna use him as like I'm not gonna say it, as another guy. They're gonna use him like another team uses another guy when he roams around and gets to rush the quarterback from time to time. And Hassan Reddick, like Dino said, Hassan Reddick, he's hand on fire right now for the disrespect, and he want more money because we kind of got him at a free deal, and he proved himself. So he want that bread, and he want his respect.
AJ,
I think that's gonna be hard to duplicate. I think they'll be top 5. I definitely think they'll be top 5, probably even top 3. But as high as I am on the young players, I still gotta see it. I still gotta see it before I can say that they are better than last year's D-line. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they obviously have the potential to be better than that last year's defensive line. But they still young, and they got to go out there and prove it. I think they'll be top 5 in the category for sure. But like Kev said, it's hard to duplicate that back-to-back years. I mean, 70 plus sacks. They was chasing the Bears way back in the day. Like that's gonna be, and I think teams are gonna be a little bit more prepared for that this year, honestly. I think they're gonna game plan to get the ball out a lot quicker, probably run the ball a little bit more, so that they don't have to constantly put their quarterback in situations where we getting pressure on the quarterback, because that's clearly our strength. So we still gonna be getting to the pass. You still protect your quarterback. Still, we still gonna be there in the pocket. We still be getting pressures, but like doing the same thing we did last season, I don't know. That's gonna be tough. If them rookies come out balling, hey, all bets are off. But like I said, I gotta see it first.
And Blaze.
Yeah, I agree with what they just said. It's going to be very hard to duplicate that. Like, we almost had a record-breaking year last year on the defensive side as far as sacks. So it's going to be very hard to duplicate. Do I think, as AJ said, we're going to be top 5? I do believe that. I don't think we're going to make that much of a drop-off, if we make any type of drop-off. But to say that we're going to lead the league in sacks again, that would be a bold prediction. So I'm not sure about that.
Okay. I mean,
Also,
y'all did as a collective have 85 sacks going into the Super Bowl last year. So that's
crazy.
Still crazy to say and to know that this actually happened. But that's what you're going up against. So Eagles D-line.
Yeah. Our offset though was that like in the middle of the year after that Commanders game, we had to run and go against Joseph and Sue because we had a liability against the run. A lot of that was due to Hargrave and his great pass rushing ability. It came out that he would take plays off on rundowns because I mean he's all the money is in rushing the pass. As you see, he got paid. But I feel like our D line is more equipped, more well rounded when it comes to stopping the run as well. So that's gonna be the offset. So I mean, it come in bunches, whatever. So it might lead to more picks. Who knows? We'll see.
We will see. And that is the Eagles segment for this offseason.
The greatest team on earth.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Undrafted rookies, Eli Ricks. You got
I'm so glad this interview is over. I don't want to.
Hey.
Y'all don't know how much this pains me to have to be the one to interview y'all, knowing that y'all were the last team. The last team you beat was my team. So it's still some salt in the wounds for me.
Hey, don't you ever forget it, Dave.
Hey, NFC East, just know if Hurts on that field, y'all catching that smoke. That's all I gotta say. Y'all catching that smoke. Hey, y'all catching. Y'all catching that
I'm
smoke.
just letting y'all know. Y'all catching that smoke week 13.
My last thing, it's to the point where it's to the point where our reporters are asking our players, does he ever lighten up? They're asking every player, does he ever lighten up? Y'all get him to smiling up. He's so stoic and so robotic, so locked in. There's a lot of guys saying that, nah, I gotta catch him like off the field somewhere, like catch him randomly to get a couple laughs, and he's too locked in. He's like in his Brady bag for real. He's not playing. So I mean, you can't go against that, man. That's all I can say. I feel
will see.
disrespectful for giving 10-7, but I'm just trying
I
to.
say what I say, fellas. I see the comments.
Right, they doing a lot. It's all good. They can hate. We did better than all 8 teams last year,
For
and we
all our
still better than
viewers,
all 8 teams.
for all
We-
our
it's not a single person in the chat making a comment right now that can tell me that they team is better than Philadelphia right now.
for all our
Unless you a
Nobody.
Chiefs fan, none
all
of
our
y'all.
viewers that's not in the chats, better believe the chats is gonna be on fire tonight. You missing out on
Yeah.
a whole lot of good entertainment, good knowledge is gonna go back and forth, a lot of slander. It's gonna be a whole lot of stuff. It's gonna be all good bump, as we call it, good bump.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
if you are not in the chats now, better become a member so you can get in those chats and see what we talking about. Because this right here, the comments and what they will reply to is just a snippet of what happens in the chats. It's gonna get crazy. But I just want to say thank you guys for coming on the show. Appreciate y'all for coming on to talk about your team and what your expectations are next year and how you felt about Hurts and everything. So now we just got to see what it is going to be on tape. That's all it is now. So let's get some last words in. Well, first, before we get the last one, let me talk about these IG chats one more time. So like I said, become a member. So just click the link in the bio to become a member. You have the pro level at $2.99, all star at $4.99, and superstar at $9.99. Pro level is just your basic ones. You get a loyalty badge. You get into one of those chats. So that's one thing that could happen. $4.99, you get into all the chats that we have on Instagram. That's the NFL, NBA mixed in with WNBA, baseball, college football, college basketball, and then boxing mixing with UFC and wrestling. So if you want to get into any of those chats, if you want to get into one, it's $2.99. If you want to get into all, it's $4.99. But if you want to get into all and get into the Refuse to Lose chat, which is the exclusive chat where you'll see these guys that are in that chat, but they're also in all the other chats as well. But the exclusive one is the R2L chat. That's the one where we pretty much have all the heavy debates, where we talk about every single thing, all the news that go there. Some of the news that don't even go into the regular chats goes right into R2L. If you want to get in there, it's $9.99. You also have an invite to come on the show and speak your knowledge, and I mean speak your knowledge. If you don't have any knowledge, don't come on the show, because I'm telling you right now, not just me, but just about everybody that's been on the show, we'll call you out on it. Trust me, come prepared. You don't want to look crazy coming on the show, because it will happen. You will be another meme that we have in the chat. We have a few. You don't want to become the next one. So those are those. That's what you need to do to become a member, and that's the access that you have, along with members only videos, member shout outs. Shout out to all the superstars that are in the chat. That includes me, Joe, Tomo, Jerry, Donnell, everybody that's a superstar. Appreciate you guys. Everyone that's a member, appreciate you guys, and everyone that's going to become a member, we appreciate you guys. So continue to do what you guys been doing. We appreciate y'all. Now I want to get some last words in. Blaze, I'm gonna go to you first. Talk about what you're doing, and then anything else.
Sure.
Hold on, say that again.
I said talk about what you're doing, like you know your cleaning businesses and everything.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so I have a local carpet cleaning and flooring business, and located in the Washington, D.C., Virginia area, all locally. I go as far as Fairfax, Columbia, Baltimore, anything that's in range of about the D.C. DMV area. I'm in range of it. We do upholstery, we do sanding, we coat and polishing, flooring, carpeting. We do it all. So we've been in business going on 4 years now. Have a lot of clientele. Google page with reviews that you can check out if you want to know anything about our work. We have a website as well at www.carpetchampsllc.com, where you could go in and inquire about anything you need. We give out free estimates. So if you just want to know how much a service would be, we do come out for free and give you an estimate, and it's up to you whether you want to continue with that service or not. Again, that is Carpet Champs LLC, and we have a website at www.carpetchampsllc.com. Again, we service the local DMV, Maryland, and Virginia areas. And last words about the team, I would love to say that I am excited for the season. I'm looking forward to being in the chat this year. Every single Sunday, pretty much every day, but especially on Sundays. I can't wait to. I'm looking forward to being in the chats. All the trash talk, all the competitive nature of everybody, all the teams, just everything. Just watching the games. I'm excited about the Eagles this year. I'm excited about to see what our defense is going to do, what Jalen Hurts is going to do. I'm excited about just everything, and I think we're heading in. I think we're heading in the right direction as far as where we want to go with our organization. From the ownership to the GM to the coaches, I think we're a well-run organization, and I'm just looking forward to the success that we will have this year. Once again, I say we are the greatest team on earth, and I believe that. And yeah, hopefully we could get back to the Super Bowl and win it this year. Go Eagles, go! Fly Eagles, fly! You know the rest.
Amen.
AJ.
I keep on forgetting to specify this, so I'll specify it this time. For all you Minnesota fans out there, if y'all watching from Minnesota, Taxi Squad podcast, link is in my bio. Y'all can find it there. Vikings, Twins. I don't talk Twins, but Vikings, Twins, Gophers, all the teams out here. We talk about that on that podcast. It's through ESPN, so y'all make sure y'all check that out. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, it'll be out. Full time out if y'all looking for in-depth analysis about just about everything, basketball, football, a little bit of boxing here and there from a fan's perspective, UFC from a fan's perspective. Full time out is out every single Wednesday, literally every single Wednesday. You can find that in my bio. On all my social media platforms, I'm doing top 5 lists, top 5 receivers, top 5 quarterbacks. I'll probably do corners or running backs next. So that's coming out as well. You can find all of this at AJ2K. That's A as in Apple, J as in Juice, A as in Alphabet, E as in Eat, the number 2, the letter K as in Kite. Go to the link tree, click that. All the links are there for whatever you want to find. Come check out your favorite analyst, man. Thank y'all for having me on. It's always a pleasure coming on the show. Definitely join the chats. Since I've joined, it's been fun. Blaze, bruh. I'm so happy to be here at the start of the season. Also annoyed to be here at the start of the season because the trolling be something serious and it be making me mad. But we talk trash. We got to take it on the chin. It is what it is. So y'all definitely make sure y'all hop in the chats. And shout out to Refuse to Lose, man. I love this platform. I mess with y'all. Y'all cool people. And thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Fly.
I also wanted to say shout out to Refuse to Lose. It's wonderful to see how much y'all grown since y'all started. I think I was on like one of the first episodes, so it's like just to see the change of it. I love it. So keep going up. Refuse to Lose.
We got another super chat, y'all. Before you even get a chance to say your last words, Kev. Shout out to Donnell, superstar member. Since they gotta sing the song to end the show. So sing the song.
This is like a cone song, ice cream shop.
I believe they're talking about the Eagle song. I'm not sure.
I know what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about.
Hey, fly, Eagles, fly.
That's great. I don't know right now.
Oh man.
Kev,
I knew Donnell really liked this.
Man, for real.
Kev, your last words, man.
You go to sleep to it and wake up to that song every morning. Last words. Yes, me and my girlfriend, we do have a family business, bakery business. We do custom cakes, custom cupcakes, custom cake toppers, basically any type of celebration done with birthdays, weddings, graduation, anything you want to celebrate, we can accommodate you with the treats or anything sweet that you want to eat or anything you like to see, because that stuff not only tastes good, it looks good as well. We also do custom cookies and things of that nature. Also, from time to time, we do sell slices to, get out to the community to get people a snippet of what we have to offer in large quantity. So you can check us out at TK Sweets and Treats on Instagram, or you can go to tksweetsandtreats.com and check us out on our website. We also do ship cake toppers across country, overseas, things of that nature. So if you're not local, we do that. And we also do have vegan choices as well. We have our own vegan recipe, as well as everything is custom from us. So once you get a taste of our stuff, you won't find it anywhere else. So you have no choice but to come back. there's some guys in the chats that actually had that stuff, so they know what it is. So check us out. Last words on the Eagles. Let's look
It doesn't
for.
have to just be the Eagles. It could be Eagles or anything.
Oh, it's
that you
cool.
want to say. That's
I
right.
got a couple things. Last words on the Eagles. Look forward to the chats. Last year, I had a great prediction. Everything that I said came into fruition for the most part, and a little bit more. So, I mean, we're gonna be here from more predictions. That's what it's gonna be like the organ playing on Sundays when we get to whooping y'all in the chat. So it don't matter.
Joe said you preaching right now.
It's cool. I'm gonna get it out. So, I mean, just look forward to this football season. Also, Dallas Mavericks. We sick of the doubt. Kyrie, all the Kyrie slander. We tired of that too. The Luka slander. Fat boy this, fat boy that. Luka lost weight. Luka look like it. Western Conference championship on the way. You can leave that alone. That's it. Oh, yeah, gonna laugh at me.
Bold prediction already.
Check me out in the next Dallas Mavericks episode.
Okay.
Talk about them Clippers.
Man, what are my last words? I just want to give a shout out to the other shows that are on the network. So shout out to BWT, shout out to Baseball with Teddy. Doing a great job when it comes to baseball. If you want to learn about baseball, or you're already a baseball fan, or you're just a casual fan, make sure you turn into the BWT Baseball with Teddy. College football and college basketball. Right now, we have a college show that just started with Carl talking college, CTC. So shout out to Carl, who just had a great episode yesterday doing the Pac-12, and now he has one coming up this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about the SEC. So make sure you tune into that. Shout out to Carl for doing his thing when it comes to college, and then shout out to Coach. Coach is the newest member to the network. Now he has FFC Fantasy Football with Coach. Just had a few. He just recorded one, had a live one yesterday at 10 a.m. So I'm telling you, these shows are starting to get great. And if you want to learn some stuff about fantasy football, tune into FFC. I know one thing. I'm taking some notes. So I was in the Super Bowl last year in the fantasy, so I plan on winning it this time. So I guess I'm the Eagles of the fantasy football.
Yep, we got the R2L Fantasy League. So
Never.
But that's not to give the Eagles too many credit. I don't want to keep talking good about the Eagles. I'm a little sick of it right now.
Hey, that's not a bad place to be, man. That's not a bad place.
No. I'm
Dave.
good. I'm good.
Your brotherly love.
I'll pass. No, I'm good. But yeah, man, shout out to you guys. Again, thank you guys for coming on the show. Shout out to Tomo and Joe. Joe was in the background producing the show, so appreciate you guys. But until next time, peace.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the front.
Fly to victory.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.